While you're out scouting for weeds, look for more than the usual suspects. You might find some weeds that surprise you on Successful Farming Radio.
Successful Farming Radio, providing information farmers need in the field, in the shop, and in the office. Committed to growing your business in agriculture.
Control the toughest weeds with overlapping residuals. Lock in the longest-lasting control for your soybean fields. A pre-emergence application of an Authority brand herbicide plus a post-application of Anthem Max herbicide establishes the overlapping residual control key to safeguarding your soybean seasons. This pairing is a heavy-duty, economical strategy against Palmer amaranth, water hemp, kochia, and more. Visit your FMC retailer or lockin.ag.fmc.com today. Always read and follow all label directions.
Are you looking for new advanced technology for your farm operation? Need some advice on managing your farm or tips on finding the best machinery prices? You'll find all this and more in Successful Farming Magazine. Subscriptions are available online at agriculture.com. Visit agriculture.com and complete your subscription to Successful Farming Magazine today.
Weeds are getting harder to control due to volatile weather, and herbicides need more activity to control them for a longer period of time. And that's just the weeds we focus on. Weeds that were once eradicated or usually not a problem are making their presence known. Sean Hoke is the U.S. corn herbicide product lead for Syngenta. He predicts the top of the weedy villain list for 2022 will include the usuals such as water hemp, Palmer amaranth, and giant ragweed. But you may find that some oddball weeds are starting to show up in your fields.
Burr cucumbers, we're hearing more and more about morning glories and some of these weeds that you might find traditionally in river bottoms that you're starting to hear more about. A lot of weeds are really starting to shift because we're doing more conservation practices like no-till or cover crops, those sorts of things. May help us manage some weeds, but then you kind of invite these other weeds into the party, so to speak, and now you got to think of ways to combat those.
Scout the conservation areas around your fields and take care of the weeds there to make sure they don't sneak in where they're not supposed to.
We like to talk a lot about zero tolerance, and there's a lot of different ways you can manage weeds. You talk about the weeds that are coming back. It's the ones that are emerging later, like we mentioned, those weeds and grasses as well. And just doing things like cultural practices, keeping your buffer areas mowed and keeping things from going to seed.
I'm Jody Henke. Learn more about how weeds will take the opportunity where they find it at agriculture.com.